Hello, hello, hello. I think we're right. Looks like happy days. How are we all doing? Let's have a look. Hey. Okay. Cool. How we doing? All right. Waiting for all the textures to load in. It's taking a while. Happy days. Not great. So I jumped on this morning before I started work. Just wanted to check things out. So I didn't go on until yesterday, and a couple of my gachas died. So I decided to put them all away because I can't be bothered to keep feeding them at the minute. So plan is we are going to go meat farming because there's a couple of things I want to raise. Plus, I want to get some XP to get a Drakeling chest. I'm going to get the underground Drakeling chest. And once we've done that, we've got enough meat. We're going to go in the caves. So happy days. We're going to try and find a couple of artifacts, but the main thing is Megalania toxin. I need some of that. Someone did message me and offer me to basically join me on the boss fight if they pay what I'm missing, but they don't have the Megalania, and to be honest I want to go caving. So yeah, and then while I was offline yesterday I moved me I was a bit, oh, here we go, textures are loading in now. I was a bit worried that because these are ceilings, right, that all my cryopods were up here, and I was a bit worried that for whatever reason this auto decays, I'm going to lose all my cryos. But the fridges and that are not too much of an issue. I need to move all of this in because I'm planning a trip towards the end of the year and I'm going to be away for about 2 weeks. So I'm going to have some auto decay unless I can get someone to help me out. So yeah, so let's get ourselves we're going to get ourselves Sicano. And then some ice wyverns. Bosh. So the plan is we're going to fill one ice wyvern up with, because ice wyverns acts as a mini fridge. They're like a portable fridge. So we're going to fill the wyvern up. I need Mary. Not interested. Is that even worth it? Where is it? 2,000. I might as well try it out. Actually, I can't be bothered. So yeah, so that's the plan. Go on, honey.
Hello, guys.
Don't be silly. You're literally haven't got a top on.
Can I have my phone?
Does your mum say you can have your phone? Okay. Okay, darling. Love you. So, let's head on over to my TP. Oh, it's really annoying these textures aren't loading in. I need to check my rock elemental actually. How you doing? Did you fill in with a bit of stone? Yeah, you're cool. About the Rex. Yeah, you need some meat. Okie doke. So let's move you. I think these all run out of meat as well up here actually. So basically I just need a ton of meat. I need to do a bit of raising. I've got a couple of let's move you here for now. I've got a couple of griffins I want to get raised. Oh yeah. So let's head to the desert. Luckily someone kindly has set up a TP there already. We'll line up our line these up. I was watching Raz Clark earlier on today, previous stream, and he was basically saying how he feels it was a lot smoother, and yeah, I feel like they've done something because touch wood, this is running alright. It was just horrendous the other day. So let's line these up. Now the good thing about having the ice wyverns is not only are they basically portable fridges, but they also don't get aggro from the dinos that are around. So basically they shouldn't ideally get attacked. Right, let's go and get some meat. Over there. I was wondering who's. I've got the music on. I'll aggro someone. I just realised I've muted the freaking gameplay the whole time. There we are. What a start! Oh, at least I realise now I'm not okay. Put one ear out so I don't have to hear myself. This thing is an absolute beast. This was a gift. Someone gave me this cartridge. I had to raise it. And it took about a week and a half, even with 2x weekends. It just took so long. But week and a half, 2 weeks, I think it's crazy. I have been leveling it, the stats are unreal. Look at that. Oh yeah. So we know Caves of Ragnerok. And I also need to get fish because I got the Carcinos. We got the Carcinos earlier on, and I've got more than one now. I think I've got a male and a female. And that cave, go in there and get crates and stuff and start breeding and try and grab. But that's the job of time. Oh, it just disappeared. Okie dokie. I'll keep an eye as well, because even though it's away, now it's not that right? Yeah, because it's prime meat. Cool. So, and then we get rid of stuff that I don't need. Try not to throw away the hide because that's always something useful. Keep that. There we go. Now I'll put this on my shoulder pet. There we go. And that frees up some weight. cherry coke. Back in the day, the old school. Cherry coke version. And it was like that colour. Yeah, 7-Up cherry. All very popular. My mum used to go to a town close where I was. Stop somewhere and get a cherry 7-Up. Slot capped again. Oh no, wrong one. Prime. Prime. Not that loading full crash. Silica pearls from. Okay, so now my Dragman socks. I need to make my way back and start filling up my ice fire. I need to come here as well and get some baryonyx. They spawn below my base. I think I'll get a higher level down here. Apparently the berries are best for cane. But only in the I'm going to take my pyro just because it handles the thing. But what do I want to use it as? Screw it, I'll use it on you. Cool. This thing with the skill nope. Skill tree. Let's find Alphacano. What is it? Is it experience kit? Mounted off. Whenever you mount kills an enemy, it has 5% instantly restoring 10% of his stamina. Which is cool. But we need that maxed out. Because the stamina on this guy is should have leveled up stamina. Oh shoot. Wrong barn. I meant to do that. Damn it. Okay. The blue one is where I want to put the prime, so then I know. So all the others got white, right? But then we use blue. So the blue is the easiest one to differentiate. So you're going to have all the prime. Hello? Oh, I hate it does this. Server delay is too much. this is slot capped? Oh, wow. Do I just let it go? I don't think that would be slot capped like that. Or as quick as that. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change the plan. I'm going to ignore prime meat. Just because it's not worth wasting the slot for one prime meat when I can use it for 40. So, I'll put the prime meat in the Dreadmare for now. Until the Dreadmare is slot capped. Because then it turns to rotten meat and the Dreadmare eats rotten meat, so it doesn't really matter too much. That's actually jokes. And then any more I get, I'm just going to drop. It's you, sir. And stuff I would want to. You can have that. Okay. Give him all the hide. The silica pearls. I don't really need the oil. You might as well take the cryopods. And then let all that go rotten. Yep, get rid of it. Perfect. And then that's fucking raw. Install the raw meat to me. I'm over encumbered now. But I should be able to give it to you. There we go. And then although admittedly, I don't want to lose that, which sometimes happens when I transfer things. I don't know why I'm keeping the arrows as well. I have like 5,000 arrows, I really don't need any more. So any future arrows are down as well. Right, round 2. So basically I just keep going back and forth and kill the animals. Sorry, 2 seconds. Going, fill it up, fill up my fridges, a couple of things I want to do. The beauty that I need, I want you to feed, and then a couple of those Rexes, out, and I need to feed. Going after the size difference, they're just so dumb. Why am I getting berries? Like, why do dinos give you berries? Who knows? Okay. Drop. Food. I think my break thing's got cooked meat. realised I'm not collecting the drops. Okay. Not that I really need any more of these Sarko skins. I've got tons. How do you collect it from some and not the others? So weird. I was just complaining as well about stamina, but this seems to be good. About 10% from I think is sorted. That'll be the next mission, I suppose. Go find an Africana. I don't know where I'm going to find one of them. I also love the fact that this is just a one bite. I don't know anything that survives with one bite. I would obviously if I went out against the Giga, I mean, like, as I'm farming. Ridiculous. Quality keeps going on the whole brain. But let me get rid of that stats as well. The stats are staying steady. It's good. Prime meat. Transfer the hide to me. I don't need that. Drop the berries. I wish there was a way you could type in, like, I don't know, cloth. Oh no, there is. Awesome. I'll get rid of that. What about bones? If I type in bone. One thing. I don't know, there's more than one. Get rid of this. Back to the grind, and basically just rinse and repeat. I need to use a Dinosuchus a lot more as well. Apparently the crop is a killer crop. It's like now people I read are swapping Rexes. Even though I've just literally grew, I bred tons of Rexes. Sold the adult ones I had so many eggs that I was getting rid of them. I say sold, I traded them for some element dust and stone I needed. Trying to mug myself off. Well, it wouldn't be that much, but it wasn't. I managed to get myself 22 top stack Rex with 100% imprint on all of them. So they're going to be used for. This is going to be okay. I've got something like 2,000 melee and 40,000 HP. Cool with them. Started with Bluey, didn't we? Roll. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. So Bluey's done now, he's full. To be honest, I'm literally just doing the wait stat for these. Because they're just fridges, right? So I don't really need to hold on to them too much longer. I'll do some stamina. Fly longer, hold more. And I don't know if you can hear it, but my chair is so creaky. Ready? It doesn't help that I can't sit still. Right, round 3. Prime meets stats. I just don't understand why it doesn't. It's so annoying. You get slot caps so quick. And then I have to throw loads away. It's so painful to throw away. Because it's my main source of food. I use my recipe. Annoying. Very annoying. And I might come into this area just because the amount of time I can see already is just crazy. Flat, so I don't have to far around. Whereas if I go underneath my cave, underneath my base. There's plenty of dinos that spawn under me. The trouble is all about water. So I think, and then the dino sequence that I do have, it doesn't have the same sort of stats as this. Whereas this is like a one shot, really one tap. Everything I touch. Kill these dinosaurs off and now I'm fine. Get it. Nope. That's kind of hide. What else you got for me? Okay. Berries, no one wants them. I think that's all the junk. Yeah. So I don't need to level. I don't know why I wasted that point on weight. That was an actual waste. Because I get slot caps on meat. I don't need it anymore. Why people tend to leave them out open like that. How they survive as well. Blows my mind. Although to be fair, I don't think I can do it while I'm on the back of this thing. Sorry for the delay. Look. Click, click, click. Not doing anything. So dumb. Oh, you tackle. I'm not attacking thin it. I've slot cat. I didn't get anything for that, did I? Okay, let's go. I wish you could... Like, every dino has a main resource you can harvest. So you can choose. You know, like we do with the Yankee and the Coding. The Yankee and Coding. So the Yankee and the Dodings, you can choose stone, just stone, just metal. You should be able to do that on every dino. The mantle, and I should give you a scroll wheel what resource you can Same with these things. You'll have wide. Slot cap again. See what I mean? It's so frustrating. I'm gonna hide. Berry. I'll carry any more prime meat. Oh, I'm slot capped now as well. So prime's gonna go. Again, what are the bones for? I actually have no idea. Well, what do you... Apparently, I don't know. It's just annoying. I just feed them to the gadgets normally. Maybe that's why my gadgets are dying. All the rubbish that I score. Feed them. So obviously, surely your weight's going to get out before we slot out. Yeah. On to the next one. How much time have you got? Guys. See, it's tricking me because I stood on top of him. It's like his weight's full. Right. Why would you do that? Oh, damn. These are like tanks as well. It's so horrible to maneuver. I've just pressed land and he doesn't land. There's a specific place I want him to land. They don't do it. Here. Land. I'm pretty sure help him. Oh. Trapped. Third time charm. Okay. All the way round. Stuck. So difficult to maneuver. don't mind the Dreadnought flying around, but these are just a pain in the butt. These Dreadnought are like, they're easy to maneuver. I'm going to adjust my chair. Gel one, put it next to that one. There. See what I mean? I pressed X to land, it didn't land. Land. Not a fan of wipers. Have a purpose, and that is literally to carry stuff and be a fridge. That's literally it. There you go. Behaviour. Ignore whistles. Behaviour. Passive. Behaviour. Copy to everyone. Perfect. So that should stop him from running away. Now then, which one was supposedly full? Why will you not transfer? You don't need me. Oh, you are slot cat. But do you have any prime meat on you? No. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. So, how much weight spare? Look at that. It's just 480 in your slot cap. How are you? Wait, what? You're not... Hold up. Raw transfer. Raw transfer. Where'd the prime come from? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. So now you're full. And I'll say that. Okay. Keep going. I think I'm going to do one more, to be fair. I'll just keep going. What's going through the caves? Didn't really plan it very well. Do something in 5 minutes. While I do, I put a video up. We'll do one more, and then I'll put a video on, and then feeling it'll be down to me to put my door in there. I'm just attacking it. I don't know what I'm attacking. Oh, it's warm. Just gonna do something real quick. No. Whoa. How do? Oh, I've a little play around a bit. Colour corrections on the camera. Okay. I think this. Yes, it gets some colour correction. Because I'm very red. And that's not right. Look at that. Another one that just disappeared. Rhinos just don't care, they're just attacking anything anyway. Another one! Ghosts! Phantoms! Sir? Or you don't think so? You ain't surprising English. Right, over here, in the water. Really? Tap anything in the water. Get rid of the prime. In it. Get rid of the berries. If I can spell it. Barry. Get rid of it. Hide. Transfer it. Churn. Transfer it. Everything else. Then bog off. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that, keep that. Okay. Keep that. Get rid of that. Good. Murder Street. Getting up with the fox following me around, you know? Vermicelli. Go on, I think it's easily got enough meat to raise. No, actually. I had 10 units on the raid. No joke, they went through 11 fridges of meat in the space of a couple of days. I think like 2 days. All my meat had gone. I got 11. I think about 11. I'll count in a little while. 11 fridges full. Oh, and the 2 troughs. What's going on here? Cool. Wait. Copy. Sorry about this. 2 secs. Sorry, just reading. Someone sent me a message on Discord. Let me read these messages. Sorry about this. Oh wow, there's loads going on. Oh, I ain't got time to read all that. Righto. Okay, back in the game. Sorry about that. I keep looking left, but the camera's there. I don't know what I keep doing. Berries, drop. Cloth, rock. Transfer the chitin. Chitin? 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 I don't know. I hear mixed results, but it's the same as come on. So high, what the hell? It's so like, what's going on? I just feel like I'm doing things to actually react here. Look at all that meat. Lolly meat. Give me all your meat. I just want all the meat to eat. Perfect. Hide, iron. Joe, it's been so long since I played single player, but I'm pretty sure the freaking delay is not happening on single. Okay. A little raw meat, which would be all you have in your inventory. Perfect. And oh. Now if I do follow wall, yeah, you guys should ignore it. Moving on to the next one. My voice keeps cracking. Shouldn't be doing that at my age. Okay. Squiggles. 1, 2. Hi, honey. Yeah. I don't mind doing it. It's fine. Right, be right back, folks. Back. We're back. Never all over encumbered. No, why? Is there no more? I haven't done them all. Sweet. We keep going. We don't stop. Don't stop till you had enough. Don't stop till you had enough. I will need to take a break after this next, and we'll make this the last one for me. And then, yeah, we're going to have to take a break for a sec. Just to tuck her in. Go on, Carter. Another level up. You know what? Consider where I'm putting it. I don't need to put it in the way. But it's when I meet them, I'm going to stop that. question is, do I put it in health? I'm a level 338, so I'm thinking I keep leveling up stamina until 350, then I put 50 points in health, 50 points in melee. This will be a beast. So I think that's what we're going to do. Get rid of the berries. Transfer the hide. Where's the jackal? Where's the hide? Start time. What? I need it. Where's Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde? There we go. Those wyverns have got similar weight to this. What's the weight of this? Oh, right, fair enough, 2,000. I thought it was only 200. I wonder what the third grade, you know, when you get the chance of refilling your stamina. I wonder what like the third level of that is. Yeah, I know I can Google it, but that means do you know what I haven't seen actually? The fly bots. I haven't seen any. Load of bontos. High level bonto now. Freaking. But I haven't seen any females. All the prime meat. So I mean, it should be stackable because that is ridiculous. Hello. Okay, health ain't bad, is it? I can tank quite a lot. I wouldn't like to find those mutations like that. I'll have to do it on a fresh set of breed, and it just takes so long to breed. Like the breeding parts, which is crazy, man. It just takes fair, it's probably why you don't find absolute monsters, like completely mutated stats, or not that I've seen in any sort of auction or sales. Why berries? It literally makes no sense to me. Like, why is it killing the carnivore with berries? And another thing I want to point out. The server delay. You're watching it, and I don't know if it's client based, or by client I mean like whether it's like my machine, my PC that's doing all this, or if it's part of the server, because that was running so smooth earlier, and now we're back to lagging again. FPS up. It's been 50 to 60, I mean for me that's smooth. I don't have the best machine in the world. Then you need bloody computer on this at 124k. So poorly optimized. That is so fast. It would be nice if Wildcard focused more on performance. Then, to be fair, credit where credit's due, they are constantly updated, but you know, I'd rather a massive performance boost like they did with when they swapped to Unreal Engine 5.5. But I'd rather that than getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Ranger Cosmetics. I'm not about that. Keep it. Bop it. Pull it. Twist it. Read it. Read it. Get the reference? No. No. Cool. Then we'll kill these. Right into my jaws. We at number 3. Gordon Ramsay says it's raw. Bonkers as well, like I can throw stuff on the floor and there's like surely that's a bug. So I can pick things up over my inventory. You know what I mean? Why did that attack? That's so bad. Drake clean. I think Drake needs to like uber aggressive attacking it from anywhere. don't want any loads of crap out of this. Great, no, okay. Okay, let's go. Load up, get another 30k, and I think once I hit the 30k, we're going to go and get these 2 chests and see what wonderful surprises are in store. I have to keep moving myself, I can't sit still. I'm always uncomfortable. But on top of that, the mic's quite a distance away. I need to make sure I'm speaking into the microphone. So the gain's too high, everything here. No, everything is super loud. Ready? Yeah, you'll hear it now. Yeah. I want to put a fan on. I want the best fan. But it's so flipping loud. You can hear it. Oh, actually. Cool. I feel like I can put it on top of my computer, so I'm just going to blow out hot air to my legs. Hot air coming out my machine. Another thing I have noticed as well, normally it's hot, right? So normally when I'm over this way, I'm getting heat stroke. I haven't got any sort of that. Weird. It's so weird. Where's the one? One gonna suit this. Wow, 165. Right, transfer time, hide. Roll down. I bet I can't search the word tribute, right? No. Should be able to. Alright, I want to get everything other than raw meat. I should be able to do raw like that. And they'll give you everything other than. Okay, let's keep going. I feel like a quicker way of getting to level 30k would be if I just went and took out Spinosauruses or Wyverns. Barry. Sorry, Barry. would you put a gate there? Hey, there's a manual. But it's a male. Yep. That's trash. That's such trash. That's so bad. You shouldn't be getting that. Red drop should be like a blueprint guaranteed, a weapon guaranteed, or armor. You know, it should be a part. Should be a cipher for one of those. Not metal. Not when you're this late. I mean, if you're picking up red drops, you're a high enough level, you can craft metal, right? You don't need it. The electronics is a nice touch, and I've got 29 polymer. To be fair, I do need poly. I've myself put the snails out. Set the snails out. Previously I didn't have enough veggie cakes to feed them, but I don't know what it was. It was what I think, or one of the drinking chests gave me an insane amount. I think I got about 50 veggie cakes from it. I had a look when I did that. And one of them gave me 45 bottles of lightning. Amazing. In fact, I should have done I should have This is going to be my last round. I can hear in the background that my youngest daughter is not listening to her. It's a little routine we've got. We do the milk biscuits, and then tuck her into bed, read a story, watch her on YouTube. She likes definitely worth giving a try. Does Minecraft and keep on Subnautica. That was quite an interesting watch. Game I've never heard of before. Apparently it's quite popular. But yeah, she likes to watch him. It's in like 10-15 minutes, and then normally on a good day, on a good day, which is not too good. So I've got a feeling tonight is Barry and Parry. Hello, Barry. Goodbye. Hello, Perry. Goodbye. Imagine filling every single one of these up. That's so much. hide, iron, drop. I do prefer the maneuverability using keyboard and mouse, but the trouble is I'm so stuck with the controller, I just can't wrap my head around using it fully. So I'm using the menus and stuff, and if I'm crafting in a base I can use it, but in situations where I'm running around and I need to really concentrate, I can't use keyboard and mouse. So weird. Are you keep an eye out for that as well? Yeah, you're gonna throw out in the garden. Another red one. Red Mary should be full of. If I go on to him, he's going to have a load of spoiled meat from all that coin I dropped on him. Yeah, look at all that. Perfect. And you. Stop. I'm on number 4, right? Number 3's full. If I go into the middle of these two, I'm pretty sure I'm on to number 4. Yeah, yours full. I feel like I'm giving it full now, aren't you? Yeah, alright. Well, hang on, do you have quiet? Yes, you do. Okay, your slot cap. Interesting, okay. This is interesting. I have filled you with raw meat. Just raw meat. You are slot capped. So the weight limit for these, I don't know, you need to go any higher than 1200 if I'm using these as portable fridges. Good to know. So 1200 really is the max, and then all the other stats can go into weight. You're going to get slot capped on me. If I'm using them as fridges, which is pretty much what I'm doing. 30,000. Another one. Okay. So I did say I was going to go for 2, and then we're going to stop. So we'll start with Bluey. And we're going to use the TP. Get the first Dragon Lord test. I kind of want to go over there and get that bread. I don't know. I might have to bread. I got attacked, so the dread jumped off like an absolute wally. Wait. No way. Mary's there? What? Where's Mary? Where's... Why is it all the way over there? I'm gonna get attacked by something, sure. Okay. That's so weird. I transported, he wasn't there. She wasn't there. Come on. Oh, now I'm... Nope. Nope. Now I'm trapped. Bang. Ah, gotcha. Perfect. Right, red drop. Where was it? There it is. Oh, that's so far away. I'm not getting that. Let's go back to left, guys. TP. Okay. Let me get that red. Oh, it's right. Just by my base. Touch. I think I know where it is. Let me get this Dragon Horde chest, and then I'll go deal with that situation. Come on, where are you? Don't leave me. What are you doing? What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god, he left me! You left me! I'm stuck! Must have a passive screen on. Okay. That was so weird. He ran away. And that's because I must have whistled passive flee by mistake. Did I take me there soon? What do I get from that? Okay. Third blueprint. I'm gonna combine them all. Surely if I combine 3 ascended blueprints in a tinkering box, it's gonna give me a belt. Oh, everyone's right by me. Oh, this is in an... I think I know where this is, and I always... I know roughly where it is, but I don't know how to get there. It's where I think. Put this last Dragon Horde chest, and then it's time for a little break too. Cabin, I think. I always get stuck. I don't know where it is. I don't know where the entrance is. There's always a reptile. Ah. Where is it? Oh, here it is. What is that? The Dreadnought's platform. What? What? That's so good. That's crazy. Those Dragon Horde chests are so OP. Wow. Red drop and how far away is it though? I'll bear off you. I need to deal with the situation. So go. IRL. Now I'm going to plop down. Should be safe. Oh, round trip timing is actually interesting. Right. I'll be back. Before I go, let's... let me set up a quick video for you. Where are you? Hopefully he won't mind too much me playing the video. I can't imagine he'll know. Done. Maximize.
In around 1 week's time, on the 30th of September, a highly anticipated map, even more so now that Wildcard have brought the original map creator Nakatas on board to work on it, which if following suit of Ragnarok's remaster, then we're in for a right treat, with the Wildcard devs clarifying that they are on track to release on time. Bit of a typo there, but yes, he means the 30th of September. He also hints at a new Valguero boss coming with the remaster. In this video, I'll be revisiting Valguero, showcasing everything you need to know about the map, and also what new features will be coming with the remastered version on the 30th of September. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Valguero was the first non-story map to introduce a design where it had no ocean surrounding the giant landmass, so it felt very unique way back when. Firstly, let's introduce you to the biomes and regions of Valguero. We'll begin our journey in the eastern part of the map, where vast jungles take up the majority of the region. This is where you'll find all those typical jungle creatures spawn in, plenty of common resources with a few rare resources here and there. The area is massive and consists of dense rainforests, canyons, river systems, lakes and waterfalls. It is full of beauty throughout, offering some large hidden buildable caves to explore, with plenty of rare resources to gather or potential base locations if that is your thing. Home to the green obelisk in the direct center with beavers swimming around peacefully below. Well, until you start robbing them dry from their dams. There is also a small swamp located in one of the larger lakes. I do like how there's no real swamp biome on Valguero, but it is also a nice addition to feature it in a way like this. A few notable ruins to highlight in the jungles is the castle located on top of the highest peak. I'm really interested to see how this castle changes and what they do with this biome as a whole, as it is relatively samey throughout, so to speak, or at least looks that way due to being covered in dense flora. Something I do like in a way is that you have to really get down there and explore thoroughly to discover all the points of interest. Moving down to the southeast, we have what I like to think is the most iconic biome Valguero has to offer, which is none other than the White Cliffs, which consists of large open grasslands and of course tall white cliffs, which is where it respectively gets its name from. It is honestly one of the prettiest biomes in Ark for me, and with Nakatas working on it, I feel confident in saying that the White Cliffs will stay white and not be covered in sandstone. It is probably one of the go-to starting areas on Valguero, however it can also spawn dangerous predators too, like the Allosaurus, raptors, the odd T-Rex, and most notably the Deinonychus, a creature exclusive to Valguero, which I will touch up on in just a little bit. There is quite a few good spots here where you can find nests to obtain yourself some fertilized eggs. The area is also full of vast lakes and quirky rock formations that will make for some awesome base spots. I'd go as far to say that these are some of the most beautiful locations in the game. Lacking in trees, some might say, but plentiful in metal nodes and other rare resources you'll be needing on your travels. So it is the perfect mix for many survivors. I cannot wait to see what this biome looks like in the remaster. Valguera is also home to one of the larger redwoods biomes, which can be found in the southwest part of the map. And as always, the beauty of the redwoods is perfectly showcased here. Giant redwood trees throughout for all those treehouse build fanatics. Rivers and lakes running through, with pre-built bridges to aid you in safe passage. You won't be short of resources here. The redwoods will cover all your basic gathering needs of stone, thatch and wood, especially with those great harvesting yields from the trees. Metal is also plentiful here, scattered along most cliffs, and a few mountains that can be found in the center. Past signs of civilization can be discovered throughout, including a giant fort built inside of the mountain right at the world barrier. However, Valguera's take on the redwoods may also offer some surprises. Taking a wrong turn may see you dropping down into the wild broodmother's lair, a roaming mini-boss which is much weaker than its guardian counterpart. And I do remember seeing this in game for the first time and it scared the crap out of me. I tucked my tail in between my legs and ran the opposite direction. It turns out that the broodmother is guarding something that lies within. Exploring the lair will see you enter in a swamp-like cave, similar to the island swamp cave. If the high-level creepy crawly spawns don't take you out, then the poisonous fumes sure will. A great cave for loot crates and home to not one, not two, but 3 artifacts. It'll be nice to see if this all...
It's going to take longer than I expected, so I'm changing the video to a longer one. I'm gonna go with this guy. Hopefully he won't mind too much. I can't imagine he will. Here we go.
With 190 creatures now in Ark, there's a lot of things to learn about a lot of different creatures. So in this video, I'm going to go through every single creature in the game and give you one tip that can help you either in using the creature as a tame or dealing with it when it's in the wild. If you have any tips that you think I should have mentioned that I didn't, leave them in a comment down below to help out other players. Thanks! Also subscribe and like the video to help the channel out. I'm really trying to hit 30,000 subs by the end of the year, so it would mean a ton to me. Up first is the Achatina, and you can actually use gachas to automatically grab Achatina paste when it's getting produced, so you can make an automatic farm this way. Just keep in mind that gachas can eat the paste, so you want to have some higher quality structure that it can be consuming so it doesn't get hungry and then eat your cementing paste so the farm actually works. But if you do have some sort of structure on the gacha so it can eat that instead of your cementing paste, this farm is really effective. For the Allosaurus, divide the alpha from the others when you're trying to tame them, because they spawn in packs of 3, so separating them by killing the weaker ones off or dragging them like off a cliff or something will make the alpha weaker because it loses its pack buff. This will also save you time because taming the lower level allos really isn't really worth your effort ever. The alpha is always going to be the highest level, so it's always going to be the most worth taming. If you see that they're all high level, just trap them all in the same cage. When you have creatures of the same species in the wild and they're all trapped, they're not going to injure each other by attacking. That's how the game is coded, so you're good there. When you're killing ammonites at the bottom of the ocean, be prepared for the ammonite pheromone. Basically, it enrages everything nearby when you're killing them. Pheromone darts that you get from ammonites also do this when you hit a target, so be careful there as well. It's worth noting that the new Helicoprion they just added is actually immune to the pheromone, and is the only creature in the game that is immune to this pheromone, so it's a great pick to go farm ammonites if you're trying to do so. For the angler, the most important thing here is what you're leveling. The angler's only purpose in the game is to farm silica pearls and black pearls on certain maps, and it's really effective at this, but some people level the wrong stats. When leveling up your angler, you want to put pretty much only melee damage into it. The reason for this is because leveling up something like weight here doesn't really make sense. Silica pearls just aren't heavy enough for you to have to worry about it. You'll slot cap your angler on silica pearls before you'll get encumbered most of the time because it only weighs 2 per stack, which is so light. With that math breakdown, you'll be slot capped on silica pearls when you're at 600 weight worth of silica pearls, so if you have a little bit more than that so you can carry your rider, the angler is good to go for a full silica run. If you're on a map that's listed on screen now and you're trying to use the angler to farm black pearls, you do want to pump some more weight into it, simply because black pearls are significantly heavier and you actually will get encumbered in that case. But even on maps with black pearls, I still prefer leveling melee damage on the angler. I think taking multiple trips is more worth it in this case because you just get so much more per swing when you upgrade melee damage. For the Yankee, it's a pretty similar tip. Only upgrade melee damage on the Yankee, because when it's farming, you'll be able to carry it around with something like an RG, and then the weight on the Yankee doesn't matter at all. Having higher melee damage for this is just so much more valuable because you get more resources yet again per swing, which makes farming a lot faster. The weight load is already being placed on whatever farmer you're pairing with the Yankee. That could be an RG, Carcanos, Quetzal, Rhino, whatever it may be. So there's really no point in upgrading weight on the Yankee at all. It's just pretty redundant. Even after the recent changes they made to the auto farming, it's still really not worth upgrading weight. Just dismount the Yankee, farm with it, and then go back onto your flyer if you're farming in single player. And if you're farming in multiplayer, obviously only upgrade melee damage. It's worth noting that I recommend this for basically every farmer I talk about in this video that you carry around on either a raft or a flyer. But for the Yankee, even more than everything else, it's so important because farming metal is literally half of the Ark experience. For the Aranio, just take advantage of them when they're in a boss fight arena. In the Broodmother boss fight, and more recently added the Medusa boss fight, Aranios spawn, and this is a really big weakness for a boss because you can use Megatheriums to get the insect killer buff during the fight, making them way stronger and a great boss fighting choice. Also, don't tame this ever. It's one of the most useless tames Ark has ever released, and there is genuinely no reason to tame this unless you're on mobile edition where you can get some kind of cool abilities like being ignored by some cave creatures. If you're not on mobile though, it's really just never worth taming. For the Archaeopteryx, you can actually use this to glide through the entire tech cave to skip all the difficult portions and the threats, and then use a tech suit during the Overseer fight to cheese it. This setup allows you to skip literally all the threats in both the tech cave and the Overseer fight, which is one of the toughest gauntlets in the entirety of Ark. If you're ever low on HP while you're riding around on an Argentavis, just go kill a bunch of weak stuff around you to activate the corpse harvest buff it gets, which boosts its health regen significantly for a short time. All creatures in the wild will give you this buff no matter how weak they are, and is way faster than cutting a trip short or pausing it to go either back to base to get a Daedon or something to heal you, or even to sit there and force feed the RG. Getting the corpse harvesting buff is just way faster. When you're dealing with Arthropleras, make sure to avoid the acid spit, and if you do get hit by an acid spit, make sure that you're conscious of your armor's durability because it can really rip through that. Whenever you're going into a cave with Arthropleras, make sure to have a backup set of flak armor just in case your first set breaks, because if your first set is broken and you don't have a backup, you're probably screwed. Also, use this in PvP to get rid of spam. You can easily eat through any structure in the game with Arthros, it just takes a bit of time. But it's really cost effective and a super convenient thing. For attack drones, just don't let them stack up during boss fights if they're in them. They can stack up and do a ton of damage when there's a bunch of them in the air. This is most relevant during the Overseer and the Master Controller fights because those fights are tough enough as is. You really don't want to be taking damage over time from a very easy thing to kill. The best way to kill them is simply bringing a shotgun into those arenas when you know there's attack drones there, and then just killing them as you see them because it just makes the fights a lot easier. If you time it really well, you can actually stun eels with the Baryonyx before they can stun you. This isn't really worth the risk because you should be using something else if you're in an eel area of the map. But if you are underwater caving with the Baryonyx and you have literally no other option, going for a tailspin last second before they get you can save you on occasion. Yet again, this is pretty inconsistent. It's pretty 50-50 with me whenever I try to do this. But if you are able to stun the eels before they stun you, get out of the water before they get back to you. Because if they get back to you, you're really just testing fate and eventually they're going to stun you and kill you. For the Basilosaurus, it's just to use it more often than you already would. It's basically unkillable underwater, especially in PvE because it's so tanky and can't be stunned. Just make sure that you kill every single manta in the area before you go passive tame it, because these just make it way more complicated than it has to be, and it's a really easy passive tame and there's no mantas attacking you. For the Bezel Bufo, farm cementing paste from bugs in the swamps or in certain caves, because it directly harvests paste off bugs instead of giving you chitin, so it's much more effective for farming cementing paste. This is ridiculously useful in certain caves like you see on screen now, where I'm just farming thousands of cementing paste in seconds. It's so easy and it's incredibly effective. You can control what side you're swinging with the Bronto if you look which way you want to swing before left clicking. The right click attack doesn't allow you to do any sort of directional attack, but the left click attack while you're looking in a certain direction does. The Carbon Emis is far from useless when I do see a lot of people think that it is useless. It's exceptionally good in PvP for soaking, obviously by just dropping plenty of them on a base because they're super tanky on the top and bottom of themselves. And they're also incredibly good for taming Tuzos because you can use them as a tank that the Tuzo grabs while you go and feed it black pearls. It also provides you kibble, which is pretty convenient because carbos are incredibly easy to tame, and they're also really good sources of keratin in the early game, so just definitely don't ignore these things. I know a lot of people will say that you need traps for taming Karkas, but from my personal experience, it just makes things more complicated. All you need to do is drag a baby Rex corpse over to it, and once it eats that, you're going to be able to befriend it immediately. Once you befriend it and get on the back of it, you're not going to be in a trap, which is convenient. That's why you don't use a trap, because it just wastes resources and time. So then all you have to do is go around and either kill a bunch of stuff and then make sure that rage box on the bottom middle of your screen, that blue box, never gets to 100. If you're close to 100, just wait until it drops down because you don't want to have to get kicked off and then do the whole process again. And you can either farm wild dinos or you can do what my favorite method is. If you're looking for an effective way to tame these, I've recently been using Diplodocus for it. Using a couple batches of Diplodocus babies that are spread out will let you get a lot of taming meter onto the Karka without it fully raging. I generally put about 5 Diplodocus in every single group. You basically go kill one group, wait until your meter goes back down, and then go kill another group, and the tame is pretty easy if you have a bunch of space. for the Carno is to actually use the secondary attack that cripples enemies because it's really good and it slows down enemies super hard. It's very useful because it lets you take advantage of the Carno's speed, it lets you escape danger, and it lets you just run through caves if there's a bunch of threats. You can just right click all of them and then run past them sometimes. The headbutt also does knockback, so I basically just use headbutts against larger enemies than the Carno, and I use bite against weaker enemies than the Carno. For this reason, I also recommend mainly focusing on health with the Carno, just because I find when you have a creature that can debuff enemies, getting more HP generally tends to be more valuable. When you're looting beaver dams, make sure that you drop all the wood so you aren't carrying it around with you, because the beaver dams will also respawn a lot faster if you clear the inventory for it. The cementing paste and the silica pearls you get from these dams can be really helpful on some maps, so cycling the dams is important, and making sure that you don't leave them sitting around not spawning in more cementing paste for you is very helpful. The Calicotherium is actually the only form of turret that you can place on Quetzal platform saddles, so definitely consider this for some extra defense on your mobile flying base. Stuff like Volanosaurs aren't even allowed on here, so this is really your best bet for defense, and it's a lot better than nothing. For jellyfish, farm them with either Archelons, Bazzies, or Tuzos for the stun immunity, and use the Biotoxin for shocking Trank Darts because those are awesome. For the Coelacanth, there's really not much I can say, but if you do kill it with a spear, you're automatically going to grab it after it dies, which can get you killed sometimes, so just be aware of that. If you see a compy or two in the early game nearby, go and kill them. If you wait long enough, there's going to be a giant pack of them, and then once they attack you, they're going to be a lot stronger because they do get a pretty significant pack buff, which can matter in the early game. If you are getting attacked by compies at any point, just use a melee weapon because something like a spear can easily knock these back forever. It's one of the few creatures in the game that you can actually outrange with a melee weapon, so it is pretty convenient. They're never really a threat. If you want to fill back your hunger bar on a Daedon because you're trying to spam heal a bunch of stuff, the fastest way to do it is to fill its entire inventory with meat, fly out of render distance from it, and then go back into render distance. If you do this, the Daedon will automatically eat all the food in its inventory that it needs to get back to full hunger, and it'll go back to healing much faster. The Dilophosaur is completely free hide in the early game, just keep slight distance to avoid the slow projectile that it shoots at you, and then you're totally set. It's pretty obvious when it's about to shoot at you too because it does a rear back slowly and it stops moving for like half a second, so when it does this, just back up from it and avoid the projectile. It's really easy to predict, and it makes killing this thing so free. You can easily kill any Dilophosaur with literally a stone axe. It is not possible to die to this thing if you just avoid the projectile. You can use the Metrodons as a cheaper air conditioner because you don't need to power it, and these are very effective, especially if you level melee damage to get even better air conditioning insulation from these. Using Dimorphodons as a swarm is a pretty deadly way to kill stuff. Just make sure you're sending them at targets that don't have really strong AoE attacks, because something like a Bronto can easily kill a swarm of Dimorphs, and it's gonna really suck losing like 5 cool Dimorphs. Obviously, if your Dimorphs are mutated enough, something like a Bronto isn't going to kill them, but the Bronto has a mix of tankiness and a huge AoE attack, so it definitely can be a problem for Dimorphs. You can use the Diplocaulus as a portable oxygen tank for diving underwater in the early game. Just make sure to keep it close to you because it's really squishy against underwater threats. It can die super fast because it doesn't have a saddle and it has really low HP. This is extremely useful before you get scuba though for farming underwater resources such as oil or silica pearls. For the Diplodocus, this is kind of an overlap to earlier just because there's really not much to say about this creature. It's really never worth taming unless you're using it for either kibble farming or for taming Karkas. The other cool thing about the Diplodocus is it's one of the only creatures in the game that you can actually tame with a knockout or passive tame method, but that's more of a fun fact than a tip. If you're using a Diabear, you can harvest honey safely from wild hives by riding it and using the alt attack to harvest the hive. This is really useful because the bees don't even aggro you when you do this, so it's a very convenient way to farm these hives. Just one of the many reasons this creature is awesome. When you're using a direwolf, make sure to travel around in packs. Direwolves don't get saddles, so you really want the damage resistance that pack buffs give you for this creature especially. Pack buffs are always really good even for other creatures that are more tanky like Aloes, but for the direwolf especially where they don't get a crazy HP pool and they don't get saddles, you really need it. If you have Swamp Fever and you want to pass it down to somebody else in your tribe or to an enemy player, just go near a dodo because you can transmit Swamp Fever onto dodos and then throw the dodo at that player. Use the Dodic not only for stone, but also for farming pre-built structures in the Extinction Sanctuary for metal, crystal, element dust, and electronics. This is a great way for farming a ton of stuff on Extinction, so definitely do it. You can place dung beetles in wooden cages to give them the ability to wander and transfer poop into fertilizer and oil without letting them roam around your base aimlessly because they are surprisingly pretty big, so they really can take up space if you don't do this. The Dunkleosis is excellent for underwater farming for oil and metal. It's very viable on maps like the Centaur Ascended especially because there's so many resource spawns down there. When you're going down farming on a Dunkleosis, there's two things you can do. First of all, bringing multiple Dunkleosis and having only the one you're riding with a pumped melee stat and then having all the ones behind you with weight lets you travel with a lot more with one trip. Basically, the biggest problem when you're underwater farming is encumbering because you only have one Dunkly, so if you have multiple Dunkleostis with you, this solves that problem entirely. The other issue for underwater farming is there's a lot of dangerous threats down there, so bring a Zivactinus or Megalodon pack to surround you as you're going to farm. Having one of these two packs will deal with anything around you, even if they're stunning creatures like eels, the Megalodons will kill them before they even get to you. On top of the obvious stun immune creatures in the game, you can also counter Electrophorus, aka the underwater eels, by using well-timed Baryonyx tailspins or the new stun attack on the Helicoprion before these even have time to stun you, so you can get to escape before they get to you. It's definitely not an ideal way of dealing with the eels because it is pretty inconsistent and you can still die like I mentioned earlier in the Baryonyx section, but it's good to know that there's at least an option for you if you're getting chased instead of just being screwed. You can use the Equus for early game knockouts like getting a Pteranodon very easily, as well as using the lasso to pull knocked out creatures away from dangerous areas or out of the water if they're otherwise drowning in it. The lasso is crafted exclusively in the Equus saddle, and this ability of dragging knocked out creatures is really valuable and a lot of people don't even know it exists. The Euryptera can inflict high torpor, but they're really worth killing for black pearls. They spawn a ton in the Viking Bay on Ragnarok, as well as at the bottom of the ocean on pretty much every other map, which is very valuable. Getting black pearls on certain maps is a very difficult task, so definitely keep this in the back of your mind when you see them. You can pair the Gallimimus with a wagon cart for carrying stuff around really quickly. Just be careful of your surroundings because the galleys are super squishy and can die to a lot of wild threats. You can tame giant bees extremely easily if you use bug repellent and ghillie. There's also insanely useful trap setups for this tame online, which I definitely recommend, and getting these is super worth it because making a honey farm will save you so much time throughout a playthrough. I know a lot of players who don't even know this is an option, setting up an automatic honey farm, so definitely take advantage of it. When you're leveling up a Giga, only upgrade melee damage on it. The value you gain from upgrading melee is simply way better than any other stat for this creature. This also applies to breeding when you're trying to get mutations. Just go for melee damage, you get way more value out of it than any other stat. You can use a Gigantopithecus to chuck you across half the map if you time a parachute properly once you throw yourself. This can be useful in niche situations, but it's generally pretty impractical because you really can't aim amazingly with where you're going, and you're also leaving your Gigantopithecus out in the middle of the open. With that being said, it is really fun to do. A more practical tip is that you can place helmets on a Gigantopithecus for really solid armor rating. This will make the monkey a ton stronger. If you see a Hesperornis around the map, just kill it for organic polymer. Hesperornis spawn all around the map, so it's usually convenient to kill them because going all the way up to the north to get a Kairuku for polymer whenever you need it is a bit more out of the way. People consistently overinflate how good the golden Hesperornis eggs are, especially now when there's a new kibble system where you really don't need that egg for anything because there's other alternatives you can use. On screen now you can see every single creature that you can use to craft extraordinary kibble in the game, and honestly all of these, besides maybe the Cerrado, which is also pretty useless, are just significantly better tames to have in general. So realistically you should just go for one of these and then use their eggs for extraordinary kibble. The Hyaenodon fills the mobile mini fridge utility inside of the game. It is a worse version than the Ice Wyvern in ASA by a pretty decent margin, but if you don't have access to the Ice Wyvern on Ragnarok, the Hyaenodon does have a lot of slots and it does refrigerate decently well. There's really no other use case besides that. It's nowhere near strong enough to even be justifiable to use as a pack option around you, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to tame, so really the effort doesn't really get paid off very often here. When you're dealing with Ichthyornis in the early game and they're being a pain in the ass, don't try to bullet them. Just shoot it with a bow. The slower bullet projectile is a lot harder to hit when these things are flying overhead of you, and this dies to a couple of bow shots very easily, and it's pretty easy to hit it with a bow. You can bullet it if it's diving down to hit you, but even then I still prefer using a bow because it just gets you one shot closer to killing it. You can use the dolphin in the early game to go deep underwater and farm resources or drops very effectively even if you don't have scuba yet because they're so fast. Many people that are really good at the game do this for super fast progression. Just make sure your fog is disabled so you can see all the threats around you and watch your oxygen bar. This is really effective because it's such an early game tame, you can easily passive tame it, and the saddle is very cheap as well. The game's progression locks away some of these underwater resources like oil and silica pearls for a decent while, so being able to dive down and actually farm a little bit of it in the early game is super helpful. In the Iguanodon's quadrupedal stance, which is when it's on all fours, it has unlimited stamina, which allows you to get away from most early game threats very easily. This is one of the reasons I view it as one of the best early game tames in the game because you pretty much can't die on it, it's good for farming berries, and it gets you around the map very quickly. When you're harvesting polymer from Kairuku, club the babies for insane amounts, or use a Moschops or Pelagornis on the babies. The adults just give you a lot less, so it's really not as worth going around killing every single one of those, but when you see a baby penguin, murder it. Whenever you're traveling around the map, especially in the swamp area, make sure you have a sword or a pike on you. If a Capro jumps you and grabs you, if you have a melee weapon, you're pretty easily going to be able to slice through it before it can cause too much harm. The real danger with Capros comes from it dragging you into bigger threats, but if you break out fast enough, you're usually going to be fine. If you see Kenchos in the wild, my general recommendation is just ignoring them and leaving them alone, but if you do want to kill them, using a ranged weapon is probably going to be more time effective in the long run. Healing your tame back up after killing a couple of Kenchos will probably take you longer than the ammo it takes to kill them with a shot. Well, not a shot, multiple shots, but you get the idea. If you're in a predicament where there's a leech trying to suck the life out of you, just go on top of a campfire and let it burn the leech off of you. After about 10 to 20 seconds, the leech will leave you alone and you're good to go. I would generally recommend taking your armor off when you jump on the campfire because it really just torches your armor's durability, and I mean that literally. You're not going to die from 10 to 20 seconds on a campfire if your character has okay HP, so there's no point in wasting your armor's durability there. When you're riding around on a raft in the early game, be sure to stay near the coast because leech sickness can really just destroy a raft in a couple of seconds, and the setback you get from that is really devastating. Once you get a motorboat, it's not too big of a deal because you can usually get back to shore in time if one is attacking you, but when you're on a raft, it's really just best to stay by the shore as much as physically possible. My tip for the Liopleurodon is to not even bother taming it. Seriously, that's my advice. It's really just not worth the high effort of taming it at all because it's a very minimal reward you get, and the reward is only temporary because it goes away after 30 minutes anyway. The increase in quality for the underwater drops really just doesn't do enough based on how much effort you have to put into taming it, so don't. The reality is you should just be farming more drops in that time you would have spent getting a Liopleurodon because if you get a good enough blueprint, it doesn't really matter if it gets a little bit more buff from a Liopleurodon because you should be pumping crafting skill into your character before using those excellent blueprints anyway. You can pet Listros for an XP buff to also rounding tames by 35% for a 5-minute period. This is really the only utility you get out of Listros, but it's pretty nice, especially in the early game for getting a quick power spike before you get into late game creatures. Also, the little flip he does when you pet him is just insanely good entertainment, and you can't really put a price on entertainment. The best way to farm wood in the game is by far using a mammoth. What you want to do is put it on a raft, go to the swamp, and then have it harvest all of the trees in the swamp because you can actually swim with the raft through the swamp because there's water on the entire bottom of it. The mammoth is strong enough to deal with every single threat in the swamp. Just be careful of capros just in case, one could jump you and screw you over. But besides that, nothing is going to be able to slow down a tamed mammoth, especially if you pump melee damage into it so it farms even more wood. And it doesn't matter if you encumber the mammoth because the raft can easily carry the mammoth regardless of how much wood it has on it, so you are totally set. If you've never tried this before, you are never going to farm wood another way again once you do this once. If you take one thing from the video, try this. You shouldn't waste time trying to tame mantas in the early game. Although they are fast and they are pretty fun to use because you can jump in and out of the water for them, the practicality of taming this as a passive tame in the water in the early game just isn't there. It may be a little bit better than the Ichthyosaurus overall, but the reality is getting it twice as late into the game as the Ichthyosaurus means there's really no point in getting this because at the time you can actually use Gilly and go passive tame this, you might as well go get a Basilosaurus or an Archelon. And like I mentioned earlier, definitely kill all of these when you're going to tame a Basilosaurus. You really don't want mantas on your ass while you're trying to do a passive tame. You can use the Megalania in caves that don't have too many bats in them to easily crawl over the entire thing and avoid most threats. With that being said, the reason bats are basically a hard counter to Megalanias is because it has a really hard time hitting them. They can actually fly up to you so you're not crawling over all the threats in the cave, and you're going to get rabies a ton during this process. Even if you have antidote, they're going to damage you a lot because, yet again, it's just really hard to hit them, so be selective with the Megalania, but it can be really good in certain environments. When you're using a Megalosaurus, spam the jump button and you'll travel at 1 million miles an hour. This is unquestionably the fastest way to travel around the entire map on land. Well, that's true if you don't count the Maywing as a land creature. If you count it as a land creature, then fine, that's definitely faster. But besides that, this is the fastest. People that say the Gallimimus is the fastest creature in the game have not done this. Surrounding yourself with a pack of Megalodons is a great way to deal with literally any underwater threat in the game. They're just basically a kill squad that's unstoppable by anything besides Alpha Motor. They're really underrated as a method for crushing any underwater objective, including farming or caving, so definitely try it out. When you're trapping a Megalosaurus, be careful. If it gets you in its teeth by grabbing you, you are dead. Of course, if you have insanely good flak, you can survive long enough to melee it down, but in most situations, it's going to kill you. My recommendation to solve this is basically to use a trap that you can use as a protection for yourself. For example, a drop trap is really good for Megalosaurus because if you do mess it up, at least you can go inside the trap to keep yourself safe. When a Meganura is attacking you, don't wait to regain stamina before you kill it. Just kill it, because if you don't, it's going to keep draining your stamina and you're just going to sit there wasting time. Also, like I mentioned earlier, definitely kill it with a Bezoar Bufo. It'll translate the chitin into cementing paste, which is super valuable. To get the most value out of a Megatherium when you're using it, kill bugs while you're using it. Killing a bug will give you the insect killer buff, which is an absolute game changer. It'll turn your giant friendly sloth into a complete monster. And this buff is why it's so good for certain boss fights like the Broodmother and the new Medusa boss, because it has Aranios in the arenas, so you get the buff the entire fight. This buff also makes it a great choice for caving because, yet again, you're getting buffed the entire time, so you can really crush a lot of caves with it. It's definitely a great creature if you take advantage of this buff. The Mesopithecus throws poop, which is basically its utility as a shoulder mount, and it's really only good in PvE for the slowing effect it provides. Generally speaking though, I consider this a pretty useless tame in PvE because it's not nearly as good as other buffs that you get from different shoulder mounts. If you want a shoulder mount to help you do damage, I'd recommend just going for a Dimorphodon. They're just a stronger shoulder mount option than the Mesopithecus, and in my eyes they both serve pretty similar utility. I know some people who use this poop throw to slow down certain—
Hello, I'm back. I'm back. She's not asleep, but we'll see what happens. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, it's a drug. Forgot about that. Right. What do I want to do first? Let's put that in a way. I want to cook some meat. I'll finish it up. It's really important that I get those dead first, because I don't want to die and they'll just start. Wait! Did I just see a load of rotten... Why though? Why? I thought it lasted longer in them. I thought they... Well, I think the cave runs out. That's definitely not happening. All I've had to do is, yeah, get some meat. I've just seen time and as is life. Looks like it's just meat runs. Got the meat runs. Lovely jubbly. Oh yeah, the berries. That's the berry thing. So I lost 2 bison. I have to replace them at some point. Which ain't great. Oh, let's go get them. Not good. I cut my finger at cooking. It hurts. Am I doing something wrong? Because I thought it increased spoil timer by being inside the ice wire. That's the whole purpose of them. I'll have to research that. Actually, I'm going to check this, right? Spoil timer, 23 minutes. Spoil timer, 7. Oh, it does. Just not a lot. Are these all full? Pretty much. Pretty much. So let's skip these lot then. Cool. Let's put some meat in the trough down here. That will feed the UTs. I think I've lost some, to be honest. Don't know why that's on. Nothing really in there. Okay. Yeah, see, the dad was starved. Yeah, 2 plates and starved. Fed up trying to raise sea creatures. I thought they ate meat, and I did a research online. It said they ate cooked meat. It's a lie. They don't. They only eat fish because I filled up the troughs with meat, and it's all gone. So, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let's keep on. Hang on, right. Here. Interesting. Okay. I mean, no, you're not. I'm going to keep you there because you've still got the meat, but what we'll do is we'll go to the swamp biome and collect. Go to swamp biome and we'll collect our dinos up. Keep up to date, so they're not in the way for other people wanting to collect meat. This is annoying. See this? I can't get on it. Dumb. Really, really dumb. And then we'll clear the inventory of the Ragnerok. I need to check my shotguns as well. I've got a couple of 298 shotguns. I need to figure out which one's going to put my durability in. Really? Really? There we go. Okie doke. So that's one. Oh, my back is killing me. Went to the gym today, and wherever I've done a tweak on my back, it hurts. This is shit. No, I think the other two don't have me. I think I only did 4 of them myself as well. I've already forgotten. Huh. I didn't do that. I was wondering why. Yeah, it's running well. It looks terrible. That's how. I mean, it's running really well. It looks terrible. Although, no, traction, including my. Something's happening, and my PC's currently running at 100%. CPU's dropping down, but memory's sitting at 90% memory. What? What? Let's go back down to medium. My RAM isn't gonna... Okay. I didn't do anything. Alright, let's see how this gets on. I can't move. Look. Wow. Okay. I'm sitting here thinking something just doesn't feel right. Alright, let's put it back down to low. And then keep the FPS unbalanced. Mind you, there's no point. I definitely didn't touch my graphics settings. There we go. Look! What is that? Didn't I Huh. I mean, to me, why is that? Oh, okay. Alright, I think I've realised what the problem is. Gonna try something quickly. Let's improve it slightly. Oh dear. My CPU's running hard. I'm glad I checked. I did! I've lost one somehow. Oh. Hang on, let me count. I've got one on me, 2, 3, 4, and left one behind. I've lost the wyvern. How? Yeah, you got nothing on you, same as the other one. Oh, it's on me. It's in me. Oh. Put it in the cryo ball. Come on. Oh, this is Bob Abandoned bad. What are you doing? Come on. Let's head back. Well, this was an adventure and an absolute waste of... Well, it wasn't a waste for me, but... Stream-wise, it was a waste, wasn't it? Waste of a stream, just literally collecting meat, cooking meat, and that's it. How exciting! All stuff I should have done off stream. Well, you don't need to watch me clear up. Yeah. What I want to do, let's get the hide. How much hide can I carry? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's put the hide away. Hide. Okay. Blueprints I'll deal with later. Just take stuff into my inventory as well. Titan. Electronics and polymer, electronics, arrows. Put the ascended armor away. Beautiful. You can see better during sandstorms, provide protections from the heat and cold, but allow minimal protection from injury. Interesting, okay. Got some ascended saddles, Argentavis, Diplodocus, Dreadnought as platform saddle, nice. Look at that. Ascendant flamethrower. Nice. Don't need it. Metal arrows going. Like those spears. Put them away. What else have we got? Prefab. Put that lot away. Ammo. And then food and pheromone. This is what I was saying earlier. I've got so much pheromone. I really should start using it. It's going to run out. Look, that one's got 3 days left. Take you back. Eggs. Got so many eggs. Like, should be gaudy. Okay. Oh, a shotgun. Oh, yeah. Cool. Where's comparing my shotguns? There's one. Got another one somewhere. There's two. Three. 4, 5, 988, 1821, 1821, 354. That's a monster. Wow. Nice. And then I wanted to sort out BP. Put that in firearms. What else we got? Okay, cool. So much junk. It's not junk, it's just stuff I don't need. I don't understand why veggie cakes are so weighty. Look. So many. Simple bullets in here. They're handy to make cannonballs. A whip. You know what? Got the whip away in a bit. Is that a tech rifle? Yeah. So, that must be the max. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 1. Don't even know if they're any good on PvE. Are they? Is there any point to them? No more rubbish. Duplicates here. All the stuff I've got in my inventory. Oh yeah. Pause it. Just pause it. Let's get rid of the super kibble. Oh. Nice. Fiber. Stone. Put the whip away. Actually, wait. Send it. I want to keep you out. Do I have more than... think? I mean, yeah, I know I do have 3. put them in the team desk and see what happens. I don't know why it's unlocked. So 955 931 376. So what happens if we combine them? So a stable combine. Oh, I thought the maximum was 298. Oh, it is. Oh, interesting. So I've lost durability on 2 of them because two were higher. Wow, okay, good to know. Good to know. That's actually really annoying. I'm trying to wrap my head round that. Okay. Cool. What an effing waste of time that was. What's the spoil timer in you? Oh, a couple of days, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Okay. You're not going to let me go through the legs. Lovely jubbly. You're empty, right? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, this has been fun. I think I'm going to end the stream, just deal with the meat. No point sitting there watching me try and organise all my meat. Actually, before I do that, what rubbish have I got? No, cool. Before I do that, let's get let's get some meat in my mega armor, and we'll get the 2 griffins out. We'll check the stats. We'll check the griffins out. Horrible glitch. Okay. Now. Really? GG. That'll do. Just to stop me transferring stuff that I don't want. I don't want to be transferring cryopods to the fridges and then I lose them and then I get scared. Oh crap, I forgot about these embryos. 3 days left on you. I haven't got enough cryos to put them all in. Okay. Number 1. What stats are we looking at? Nice. Okay. Not great stats. Level 147. Oh. Let's do the next one. Sorry, 1 second. I just got to get rid of this. Trying to make it so you don't pick up my fan. Level 336. Nice, nice. Perfect. So you can watch these Megawana. Not any other babies I can raise. Oh yeah, I wanted to raise some bloody Yutis. Oh, they're inside now. Okay. Oh, you mother. Okay. Slowly but surely we'll swap them over. Give me all that. Give me all that. Yeah, all I'm going to be doing is literally just cooking meat and filling up my my troughs, which you guys don't need to see. So I'm going to call it. Have a good one.